I'm John Cunningham, and welcome to another episode of Small Stocks, Big Money. For those of you new to the show, RedChip Companies is an investor relations, media, and research firm focused on emerging growth companies. Our unique platform combines global multimedia with traditional investor relations, reaching investors around the world. Now, today's show features interviews with executives of two public companies. First up is Royalty Management Holding Corporation, stock symbol RMCO on the NASDAQ. Royalty Management identifies and invests in highly undervalued assets in growing and transitioning marketplaces to obtain an ongoing royalty or cash flow stream, leveraging industry relationships to attract deal flow and synergistic investment opportunities with affiliated partners. You'll learn more about the unique strategy for long-term growth when we speak with the company's CFO later in the show. Up next is Mobilicom, stock symbol MOB on the NASDAQ. Mobilicom is positioned to capture market leadership as the top end-to-end provider of hardware and software solutions in the rapidly growing robotic, defense, and commercial drone markets. You'll learn more about their comprehensive solutions and first mover advantage later in the show. Now, before we get to our first interview, our quote of the week, it comes from the book Small Stocks, Big Money. If you want to invest in the microcap space, buy companies, not stocks. If you buy stocks, the daily fluctuations and lack of liquidity will drive you crazy. These quotes come from Byron Roth, CEO of Roth Capital, featured in Chapter 7 of Small Stocks, Big Money. This is a book of exclusive interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Get a digital copy on Amazon today for just $18. Quick question. Are you interested in gaining a deeper understanding of the companies featured on Small Stocks, Big Money? If so, be sure to join us for our exclusive investor webinars. This is your opportunity to gain an in-depth look at our featured companies and where you can speak directly to management, giving you tremendous insights straight from the source. Visit redchip.com/events for a full calendar of upcoming webinars and register today to secure your spot at the next event. Now let's get started with our first interview today with Royalty Management.
Today we have Kirk Taylor, Chief Financial Officer of Royalty Management Holding Corporation, which trades on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol RMCO. Kirk, thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks, Bear, for having us. Pretty excited to get into our business and the exciting things ahead of us.
I agree. So, Royalty Management recently commenced trading on NASDAQ, positioning the company to capitalize on organic and inorganic growth opportunities. Let's start with a brief overview of the business.
Yeah, so Royalty Management Co., like you said, RMCO on NASDAQ, was founded by innovators in the infrastructure space. It was seeded by friends and family funds that really believed that there needed to be a new breed of royalty investments made. We take a step back and we say, what is infrastructure? Most people think of roads and railways. While that meets the standard definition, will that meet the definition of infrastructure over the next 20, 30, 100 years? And so RMC is really built to take advantage of those opportunities of investing capital today to meet current cash flow, meet current trends, but with an eye towards what's next, what's future in each of those industries.
Very exciting. Thank you, Kirk. In a recent press release, you commented on the higher interest rate environment and Royalty Management's ability to provide alternative capital solutions. Talk to us more about this unique position.
Yeah, so in your traditional mining royalty space, many mines that are junior miners, they are going through their pre-fees, permitting, or feasibility studies, are unable to raise capital in today's capital market environment as well as interest rate environment. What Royalty Management can do is provide early stage capital to those traditional mining assets to get them to the next incremental level, either in production or approval, to allow them to expand their business plan and go in the future. But for that investment, Royalty Management is able to take a royalty stream off top line of future revenue production. allowing it to insulate itself from rising cost environments that we're seeing right now in the inflationary commodity environment.
Royalty management is targeting industries and businesses undergoing significant transformations. What can you tell us about this investment approach and how you balance profit and benefit?
Yeah, it's a great question. So like I said, what is infrastructure today? Is going to change over the time, right? So not only are we investing in the building blocks of today's infrastructure, whether mining assets that go into current day steel production, mines that go into infrastructure markets. We're also expanding the view of what infrastructure will be in the future. The building block of life is water, and for many people, water is an automatic. You turn your handle and water comes out. That's not true for everybody in the world. It may not be true for us going forward, and so Royalty Management Co. has taken an investment in a great Austin, Texas-based company called Heartwater, revolutionizing how rainwater can be captured, purified, and bottled for consumer consumption. Those types of expanded viewpoint to what infrastructure can be allows Royalty Management Co. not only to drive current revenue by generating interest income off of investments, but also making sure it has a seat at the table of what infrastructure will be in the upcoming generations.
Thank you, Kirk. I understand the business is very forward-looking, but able to adapt to current market trends now. Speaking of market opportunity, how big is the total addressable market opportunity?
Well, every junior miner in the world needs capital to advance. As some mining assets are pulling back in your traditional power generation industries, others are advancing forward in the critical element and rare earth space. Goldman Sachs has called copper the next oil, right? As we look at electrifying our economy, how can Royalty Management Co. play in that space? We can invest wisely in known operators who need that incremental capital to push their copper mines, their lithium mines, their rare earth mines forward to institutionalize their investment base. So those are the things that we're focused on right now from a traditional mining space. We have team members actually over in Africa as we speak this week, looking at opportunities. We have investments already placed in South Africa in operating mines. When we made the investment, we took them from pre-operations through permitting to operations. So already success-driven case studies already for such a young company. And that expands the network of opportunities. The funnel is so important for royalty companies. We need to have viable projects always coming to us, ready and willing to take our capital. And having those early stage successes helps that funnel increase and increases the quality of opportunities that we continue to see.
Thanks, Kirk. Let's go ahead and talk about that business model. How does royalty management make money?
Yeah, so we really have three different revenue generation lines. The first is your traditional royalty, which I mentioned. We invest in a pre-operating mine or mining a set of mining permits. We help expand that and advance that forward to commercialization. And for that, we take some sort of percentage off top line sales. Very traditional model. Investor themes generally like those types of models. Again, in inflationary environments, you're generally insulated because as prices go up, so do the price of the commodities, and so our royalty streams go up with it. The second aspect is investing using a convertible note structure, which includes interest payments. So not only are we generating current income to your prior question through a collection of interest, but we also have conversion rights in case of liquidation events for our targeted investments. So in the case of Heartwater, our convertible note structure allows us to generate current income. And if they were to be acquired for some large multiple, we would also be able to achieve capital appreciation. Most royalty streams right now in the marketplace do not have that tremendous upside as we structure our deals. And the last would be fee and royalty income from environmental services. We have active traditional infrastructure operations that are generating current royalty streams today, and also rental income from owned real estate and land holdings that are also currently generating income.
That's great. Thank you very much for that explanation, Kirk. My next question has to do with management. We all know that management is the key to success for these smaller cap companies. So who are some of the key players on your team?
So I continued on from our SPAC. So Royalty Management Co. went public via a combination of a special purpose acquisition company. So I transitioned from CFO of the SPAC into Royalty Management Co. to make sure that we navigated the challenges of a newly public company seamlessly. We met all the deadlines. We transitioned to a fully reporting operating company. And I want to make sure that Royalty's staff had the proper runway, right, to navigate those challenges. Royalty's CEO, Tom Save, has spent 20 plus years in the commodity industry, both as an operator, as an investor. Before focusing on U.S. assets, he spent a significant amount of time in the Caribbean and in China, looking at infrastructure assets, making investments, then divesting them when the time was right. And so by those networks of 20 plus years, we have a pretty good funnel, like I mentioned, of deal flow. And then we have a great team of on-site personnel, both from admin, back office, as well as actual boots on the ground, checking out opportunities, making sure that portfolio packages are put together the right way, that there are no hidden worries to be undiscovered until after deal closing. So by leveraging the history and the experience of the team, we're able to make these deals seamless to both parties, and then position the company for strong growth in the future.
Sounds great, Kirk. It seems like you fellows are already doing a fantastic job. In summary, what is the essential value proposition? Why should investors take an interest in Royalty Management today?
So two things. One is that from a combination with a SPAC perspective, the combination was a clean combination in which there were no structural overhangs from the SPAC, right? So most D-SPACs carry with them a significant amount of baggage. Royalty Management Co. did not have that baggage to carry along. From a structural standpoint, it's a clean entity. From a business standpoint, it is so poised for growth. They've made significant investments before the combination. Those are already materializing, already generating revenue. And now it's really either expanding those current portfolios or starting to exercise on top 5, 6, 7 opportunities that have been vetted, have been approved, and just need to move forward. So it's a really exciting time for the company. Appreciate your interest, and again, we're on NASDAQ, RMCO, and excited to share our public journey with everybody.
It is an interesting story. Thanks for sharing it with us today.
Thank you.
Now, to get more information on Royalty Management, visit rmcoinfo.com. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. We also have a free weekly newsletter that you can subscribe to at redchip.com, featuring emerging growth companies like Royalty Management. In addition to our newsletter, you can also order your copy of Small Stocks, Big Money. This is a book written by RedChip CEO, featuring interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Order your copy at Amazon.com today for just $18. Now let's move on to our next interview today with Mobilicom.
Hello, today we have Oren Elkayam, CEO and founder of Mobilicom, which trades on the NASDAQ under the ticker MOB. Oren, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me here.
Congratulations on securing this significant contract with the Tier 1 defense manufacturer. Can you tell us more about what this means for Mobilicom's future and how this partnership came about?
Yes, that's a very exciting news. Another great news for Mobilicom. This customer is a long-term customer of Mobilicom that started design wins with Mobilicom on their new platform a while ago. This platform completed the engineering process and the designing phases and testing, and then after certification, they start promoted worldwide. This exciting news is another tier one player moving to initial production scalability with Mobilicom solution. So those solutions will be promoted, sold, and deployed around the world to customers that want it. This solution is another win that shows that Mobilicom strategy is working, and we are performing based on strategy and actually delivering on our promises to the market.
The Skyhopper Pro Micro is now integrated into the Tier 1 defense manufacturer's newest loitering munitions platform. Can you elaborate on the unique features of Skyhopper Pro Micro that made it the preferred choice for integration?
Obviously, the Skyhopper Pro is addressing the mini drones market, and in particular, the loitering munition, kamikaze drone market. The kamikaze drone markets are known for the fact that they are hovering above the target in the sky, and then when identify the threat, they are crashing and exploding on the target, which means that they are one-way ticket drones. Obviously, that means that they have to be replaced again and again and again, and that creates a volume and delivery that is needed in this industry. Therefore, pricing is a critical issue. More than that, the Skyhopper Micro was designed with the tier one players that work with that on loitering munition. It was designed to provide 50% in size, in form factor, than the closest competitors, and it's only a fraction of the price, making the ideal solution for loitering munition. And more than that, it provides high quality performance, immunity against threats, and cybersecurity in addition. So that's the best solution in the market today that can guarantee performance and survivability to the loitering munition solutions in the market.
Given that the loitering munitions market is forecast to grow significantly, Oren, what strategies does Mobilicom have in place to leverage this growth and maintain its competitive edge?
So first and foremost is technology. We always develop the critical aspects that are needed for the loitering munition. We discussed the Skyhopper Micro together with additional products that we have for mini, small, and mid-size range with our Skyhopper family of product and MCU product family of products. In addition, Mobilicom is a front runner on cybersecurity solutions like the ICE suit that we released. Those are the best solutions in the market today. Actually, the only one that are combat proven and that are provided solution against multiple kind of attacks for small size drones. And therefore, that's complement our solution, which is much needed as we see in the Ukraine war, where the Russians are deploying a lot of cyber activity against those drones sent by the US and its allies. More than that, we are actively working with the tier one players of this industry. The recent announcement that we've made today, together with additional tier one players, we believe that working with them closely will guarantee the market share that we want from loitering munition. So technology and leadership on one hand, and being well connected and working with the leaders of the world to provide the best solution to the market.
Oren, in your press release announcing the contract, you mentioned that the high replacement rate of loitering drones is expected to significantly ramp up future orders with this global, Israel-based Tier 1 manufacturer. Can you provide some insight into the potential scale of these future orders?
Yes, of course. So this Tier 1 player is known for its loitering and ammunition solutions in different sizes and shapes. We've seen that they're sold their other family solutions in the market to over 42 countries, including most of the NATO European countries, making it a leading solution worldwide. We anticipate that the new solution that they've done based on Mobilicom will also be a great success. In addition to that, the fact that the replacement rate of loitering munition, which is a one-use drones that are coming, targeting, going to the target and exploding, requires high replacement rate, obviously. And the fact that we have multiple players in this industry that are working with us on that solutions and are going to deploy, sell, and produce those loitering munitions. We also see a great amount of bids and programs of record being developed around the European market and American DoD market for this space. So all together makes us believe that the loitering kamikaze drones market is going to explode and dramatically increase over the coming couple of years.
This is Mobilicom's second Tier 1 customer to move from design into commercial scale production. As CEO and founder of Mobilicom, Warren, how do you see the company evolving in the next few years, particularly in light of this new contract and the growth of the loitering munitions market?
So yes, you're true. There is the second Tier 1 player this year, or in the second half of this year, that announced moving from designing phases to initial commercialization and deployment and manufacturing stages, which is great news for Mobilicom. The first one was in July, a huge American contractor and manufacturer that is delivering to the US DoD that started to scale to production with Mobilicom inside. Now we have a second one, an Israeli Tier 1 player that is selling worldwide to over 40 countries. And we anticipate and expect additional of the Tier 1 players to continue with us and start scaling as well. This is in line with our strategy. We said over and over again that we are focusing on selling to Tier 1 players because we believe that they will take the majority of the market going forward, and then working with additional second and third tier as well. So we anticipate that those will scale as well over the coming quarters, and some of them even sooner than that.
It's a fascinating story, Oren. Thank you for sharing it with us today.
Thank you very much for having me, and stay tuned for Mobilicom next success stories that are coming very soon.
Now, to get more information on Mobilicom, visit mobilicominfo.com. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. We also have a free weekly newsletter that you can subscribe to at redchip.com, featuring emerging growth companies like Mobilicom. In addition to our newsletter, you can also order your copy of Small Stocks, Big Money. This is a book written by RedChip CEO, featuring interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Order your copy at Amazon.com today for just $18. Now let's recap the companies you met today. First, you met Royalty Management, stock symbol RMCO on the NASDAQ. Royalty Management provides an opportunity for investors to own a company that values sustainable growth and responsible stewardship of resources. Their unique approach to identifying undervalued assets and their commitment to balancing profit with social and environmental impact set them apart from traditional royalty companies. With a strong track record of successful acquisitions and partnerships, Royalty Management Holding Corporation is poised for continued growth and success. Then you met Mobilicom, stock symbol MOB on the NASDAQ. Mobilicom has established itself as a key player in the $34 billion drone market. With proprietary solutions that enhance drone performance, offer comprehensive cybersecurity, and ensure faster time to market. Mobilicom's attractive investment proposition is driven by its first mover advantage, unique end-to-end offerings, expanding customer base, robust financial position, and significant potential for growth. Again, if you have any questions about any of the companies featured on today's show, call us at 1-800-RedChip or email us at info@redchip.com. In closing, remember, while small caps can provide significant gains, you must be prepared for the downside. Small cap stocks are among the most volatile asset class. Some of the companies featured on this show are RedChip client companies, and we may own stock in these companies. So please always read our disclosures at redchip.com. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you next week with some new exciting emerging growth company.
Hi, my name is Paul Mann, and I'm the Chairman and CEO of ASP Isotopes. ASP Isotopes is a company that was created based on some technology from South Africa that allows to enrich isotopes that are used in many end markets. Many emerging technologies will require isotopes, such as quantum computing, artificial intelligence, green energy, and diagnostics. We trade under the ticker code ASPI on NASDAQ. So ASP isotopes is derived from some South African technology that allows us to enrich stable isotopes that are used in many end markets and will enable technologies such as quantum computing, artificial intelligence, advanced diagnostic cancer treatments, green energy, and space exploration. They're one of the most challenged materials from a supply chain standpoint. About 85% of stable medical isotopes are produced by Russia. About 57% of isotopes used in green energy are produced by Russia and China. There's a desperate need for another new enricher of isotopes, and we'd like to be that new entrant coming in to enrich isotopes for the world. We have 2 manufacturing plants in South Africa. We've signed 3 contracts for these plants, and we'll produce a range of isotopes such as molybdenum, silicon-28, and carbon-14. And we'd like to build up more plants over the next 2 to 3 years in other locations which benefit from cheaper electricity, environmentally advantaged electricity. In terms of the value proposition for ASP Isotopes is at an inflection point right now. We spent the last 2 years building and completing our 2 manufacturing facilities and signing contracts with customers. All this will get turned on in the next 12 months, and the company should start producing free cash flow. We've got a huge backlog of interest for new isotopes as well, and we'd like to announce those. And assuming we can do that, we expect to generate substantial returns for our shareholders. If you have any further interest in ASP Isotopes, please feel free to visit our website. That's www.aspisotopes.com, and you'll be able to find a lot of information about the company there. Thank you for your interest.